Welcome back, Facebook and YouTube. Bro Sanchez back with you, and we're going to talk 666, Mark of the Beast, as promised. And we're going to hop right into it. 666, or 666, is the natural number following 665 and preceding 667, of course. But 666 is called the number of the beast of the book of Revelation of the New Testament, and also in popular culture, also in most manuscripts as well. Now, the divine thing about the number 666 as it relates to mathematics is that 666 is the sum of the first 36 natural numbers. That is very, very divine, because in mathematics, the natural numbers are those used for counting and ordering. In common language, words used for counting are cardinal numbers, and words used for ordering are ordinal numbers. 666 is the sum of the first 36 natural numbers. And to show you what I mean about the divinity of this combination and just the number 6 in general, for example, 1 plus 2 plus 3 equals 6, and 34 plus 35 plus 36 equals 666, and thus it is a triangular number. A triangular number, or triangle number, counts the objects that can form an equilateral triangle, as in the diagram you are seeing. So you can really get deep into triangular numbers by visiting the description links, and maybe you guys can open my mind up to some more things, because in geometry, an equilateral triangle is a triangle in which all three sides are equal. Okay, that's plain and simple. So basically, when we talk 666, if you look at this equilateral triangle, you can see how each angle is 60 degrees. You can have a bigger triangle that would still be an equilateral triangle. If you made each corner 90 degrees, you can expand it based on these triangle numbers. So all of these numbers are associated with the Trinity, and 666 is pretty much the number for infinity. Basically, when we say eternity, we are saying e-Trinity, and when we say e-Trinity, that's kind of like what Einstein was trying to tell the world when he was saying E equals MC squared. They can't come out with the truth. They hide the true knowledge behind these formulas and glyphs. The formula that Einstein gave to the world is just a glyph formula, but you will never read it right, or you will be thrown off with the illusion behind it if you interpret it the way they show you to interpret. You have to see through the lines, people, and you have to decode what they give you and look at it the way that the occult is looking at it, because the truth is hidden in their sciences. So the triangle numbers are very significant. Now, they want the whole world scared of the mark of the beast, but remember, the beast is Hathor. The beast is the cow. This is why we say holy cow, because cows are holy. This is why cows are the #1 butchered and slaughtered animals. This is why we have the bull fights. There's a lot of desecration of the cow, and this is all symbolic in the desecration of the cow goddess. See, the cows are fertile. The cows are responsible for grazing on the grass, and as they migrate upon the earth, they actually plant the seeds of the earth. Grass is the foundation of it all. From the grass come the trees and all the fruits, and the cows play a significant role in the soil, in nature. But we have all the cows on the slaughterhouses, and nature is collapsing because we have bottled the natural resources up and put them on store shelves to rot for profit, when they need to be in the aid of nature and free in nature. So what you have is ships carrying tons and tons of raw resources, chopping up trees and nature, bottling it up and packaging it up on the shelves, and the world is just madness today. Now, we should not fear the mark of the beast, because this is the code of nature. This is actually what connects us back to balance, because it is simply the Trinity. It's carbon, it's melanin, it's everything that gives everyone under the sound of my voice existence. But when they have you estranged to the creation, then you can see how we have no problem assisting them in destroying the creation, and also continuing to be slaves and uphold the liars. So I'm giving you the truth here today. All you have to do is accept it and get out of the spookism. So notice that 36 equals 15 plus 21. 15 and 21 are are also triangular numbers. In base 10, 666 is a rep digit and therefore a palindromic number and a Smith number, a prime reciprocal magic square based on 1 and 149 in base 10 has a magic total of 666. So I want you guys to grasp the significance of what was just said. I'm going to simplify this for everybody who still may not understand why 666 is a triangular code of infinity, in my opinion. And according to all the facts, even scientists can't deny this. They can only hide it. But I'm showing y'all this simple science here today. Basically, to understand this, just realize in mathematical numeral systems, the radix or base is the number of unique digits, including 0, used to represent numbers in a positional numeral system. So let me interpret what that means. Basically, the first number, which there is no such thing really as numbers because each number is really a formula. Each number is a code. What we're calling numbers should start at 0. That should be the first glyph or number. The radix or base is the number of unique digits, including 0. Okay, most of us are familiar with starting at 0 back in the day when we was doing certain projects in class. That's really the true thing. Now, the 0 really represents the spiral. That's the spiral. When you look at the glyphs, you're looking at the 0. The 0 often has a line going straight through the middle. When you draw it that way, you're just looking at the Earth planetarium or the balance, because when you say balance, you're saying ball lanced. When you take a circle and you lance it with a spear in its center, you create the yin yang, or just the symbol of balance. You know, half and half. It's that simple, people. That symbol is a trinity because you got one half of the circle, then you got the line, then you got the other half. So that's 3 elements creating this system of balance. So just remember, balance is ball lance. When we talk about balance, keeping the prime reciprocal magic square in mind, we're going to get into the sigil of Saturn here in a minute and show you just a little deception on that. So a prime reciprocal magic square based on 1 and 149 in base 10 has a magical total of 666. So as you can see in this picture will be another example of your triangle numbers. The numbers that you see in gray are your main triangular numbers. And as you can see, they end at 105. And again, the sum total of all the blocks that creates the outer barrier of the pyramid itself, when you talk 60, 60, 60, is 105. So 105 is 6. So this is divine stuff right here. And as we move on, you're going to see what I'm talking about. Now, here's another example right here. You can see how 1 dot, and then as you move up to create your triangle, you go to 3, and then you move on to 6, and then you move on to 10. These are the numbers that will allow you to build a triangle. And these are the numbers that create the Trinity or eternity, that creates reality, all right? And also the Merkaba is composed of these triangles. Keep in mind, when we say triangle, we're talking about Trinity angels. Today, we separate science from God. We separate science and math from the thought of a creator. We feel that should be separate. That's the most foolish thing, and that's the biggest problem right there why humanity is lost today. Any society that uses math and science while denying the existence of a creator will never unlock the secrets of the creation. Please ponder deeply on that as we move on. The triangle is the Trinity angel. And I'll be breaking down to you how all of this stuff later became interwoven into the religious texts. And this knowledge that could set the world free is actually used to divide and conquer, while the elites hide this very simple science. Okay, so let's move on. And this is another picture of an equilateral triangle. As you can see, 60 degrees, 60 degrees, 60 degrees. And when you add those up, you get 180. 1 plus 8 equals 9. And we all know that 9 is another number that is relative to 666 because it's a number that relates to the Trinity or the 3. The number 3 is just a Trinity. That's why it shapes like a trident. That's why when we say eternity, it starts with the E. Keep in mind also that E is the 5th alphabet. And when we talk about the number 5, that's 2 and 3. And when you say 2 and 3, you're talking about the 2 trinities, which which creates the sits again, or the six-pointed star. The two trinities is the conunga. So these 2 3s even go back to why Michael Jordan number was so popular. The number 23 has a very hypnotizing effect to it when we deal with numbers, because again, the subconscious mind deals with symbolism, and numbers are glyphs. So when you see the number 2 3s on Michael Jordan jersey and you see him with his tongue out, you're looking at the famous pose of the mother goddess Kali, who has her tongue out. And you're looking at the bulls, which is the red bull Hathor, and you also looking at the 2 3 on a jersey. Not to mention, Jordan is one of the top selling shoes in world history and will always be, all because of his famous symbol with his legs stretched out. If you trace that symbol out, you will get a triangle. So I'm showing y'all how this simple science is used even in marketing to induce the masses to be consumers. So for people that always say what Brother Sanchez do don't make no sense and that is not important, I'm not going to even give any comments to that. So Michael Jordan's symbol makes the triangle or the Trinity. The 2 3s is the 2 tridents. Stay tuned for more videos digging deeper into this in the future. Back to what I was saying about the E. When you look at the number 3 and the alphabet E, when you put them together, you get the number 8 for eternity. Eternity is really E-Trinity, because Trinity plus Trinity equals infinity. And that's a good way to help you guys remember it. Trinity plus Trinity equals infinity, or efinity. Okay, we got to start creating our own words as we unlock ourselves from the matrix, because they trapped us in their vocabulary. They trapped us in their way of seeing. That's why so many people clash with me, because they are still seeing through the lenses of the oppressor. So infinity is efinity. Eternity is E-Trinity. 3 is tree or tri. When you think of the trident, think of the 3. It's all one symbol. 2 tridents equal the conunga. 2 tridents equal sits. The triple spiral. Now, when we talk about the triple spiral or the triple vortex, this is the same thing NASA give us for the planet Venus. The letter W actually creates the wings for W. So the word wings start with W, and the letter W actually shaped like the wings. The wings are revered. The wings actually represent all of this cosmology and this science. The letter W is the actual glyph for wing, and the wing is made by 3 V's, or what they call the triple vortex. See, when you write the letter W for water, for wave, which is the rhythm of life, this letter W, the wave of life, is the wings. As the wings flap is synonymous to the heart beating. You are flying in your macabre right now. So when you look at the letter W, most people would say the W is made out of 2 V's, but the picture in front of you represents the 3rd hidden V that we often miss. So to make wings, or to make a W, takes a triple vortex, or basically 3 V's. NASA want to turn it into all these space equations and concepts that's baloney. So that goes back to this Venus triple vortex. They tell you that the planet Venus have a dual cyclone, or a double vortex. You say, well, that's true, Brother Sanchez. They do speak of a double vortex for Venus, but you just said triple vortex. Well, the planet Venus itself starts with a V. That's your 3rd vortex. That's the hidden V, just like the hidden V that's in the letter W that gives you your wings. So it all goes back to the red bull that gives you wings. The wings are the horns. I won't get into it in this video because I'll be repeating myself too much. I did a great job in previous videos. So catch up on the series, guys, and watch them all. They gave the devil this trident to hide it from you guys and keep you away from it, but yet y'all will still go buy the bubblegum trident and smack on it. Now let's move on. Now this is a great collage. This gives you a great example of triangular numbers. These numbers are what makes the Trinity, y'all. So 666 is the code of infinity. Number 1, as you can see, is just a dot, or the letter 0. As I told you, numbers aren't real. The circle, or the 0, is the cosmic egg. That's the beginning of everything. The beginning of all life is the 0, or the egg. But the life lives inside of the egg, not on the surface of the egg. So as a above, so below. You're not on the surface of a globe. You're inside of a cosmic egg. And the Trinity is the fabric of life. It's what creates existence. And when you say existence, we're talking about the X chromosome. We're talking about existence, but we're not a curse. The H is silent. So existence is existence because at the center of the macabre is the hexagon that is represented by you, the human body. So we're going to get deep into these triangle numbers and the mark of the beast. Everything I'm showing you now is sits. Sits is nothing but a triangle, y'all. So are you still scared of a trinity or a triangle or a trinity angel? It's nothing to be scared of. If you look at this collage in front of you, you can see that once you leave the point of reference or the point of singularity, what they give you for the black holes in their spooky little universes that make no sense. Once you move from 1, you go to 3. And that is the beginning of the first triangle, because we know that the triangle is 3-sided no matter how big it gets. So the number 3 itself is actually eternity. That's why it's the E also, and it's the trident. And when you flip it around, you get the W for wings also. And when you flip that around, you get the M for mother. You always get the beginning of it all. No matter how you flip this E, you're going to get the beginning. If it's the number 3, it represents the Trinity. If we turn it to the right, we get the W or the trident for woman or womb man. Okay, the 3 points, the trident, or the wings, the W for wings that's worn by the mother. When you flip it to the right again, you get the E for eternity. And when you flip it again, you get the M for mother. You can't escape this. So again, you can see how as you keep building this triangle into bigger triangles, you can't escape none of these triangle numbers. So the next number would be 6 and so forth and so on. As you can see, 10 would be the 4th triangle. And if you look at this, the number 10 is significant because that's the number where all of your numbers begin to repeat again. That's out the 9. 9 is actually a symbol that means do again or repeat, spiral, just like the 6. Out the 9, you go to 10, you can see the triangle is built again, and it started from 1 and it start back again from 1, and your next one will be 15. When you add that up, you get 6 again. Go all the way back to the number 1. If you look at the number 3 here, that made the first triangle. After that, we went to 6. Then we basically went to the number 1 again. We end up at 15, which is the number 6, okay? Then after that, you end up at 21. And when you add those together, you get 3 again, which is the Trinity or the trident. We can't escape these glyphs, okay? So understand when you say 21, that's 7 times 3. 7 plus 3 is 10. And that's a triangular number. So we got to understand the divinity of these triangular numbers. So after 21, we would go to the next number that can build a triangle after 21 would be 28. And if you put those numbers together, you end up at 10 again. Okay, and the next number after that that can do it would be 36. And you put those together, you got 9 again. The next number will be 45. Again, you got 9 again. So you can see all of these numbers, the 3, the 6, the 10, okay, the 9, even the 7 are related when we get into this science, all right? Let's move on. So what you're looking at now is what you get when you start connecting the angles from a triangle. You always end up with a X with a line in the middle. This is the Tibetan wheel. This is the hexagon. This is the fabric of life that we see. The honeycombs is actually the gram. The gram is actually the grid or the ground. So what we deal with when we talk about the G and the R, we're talking about things relating to the ground, which later became a GR word that they used against us called gravity. What they said holds us to the ground, but that's not true. It would be more like grace. But since religion or the idea of a creator is separate from modern science, the magic of the creation is lost. No one has a sense of awe about creation. And when we say awe, that's the root word of awesome. So since no one has a sense of awe about the creation and no one thinks the creation is awesome, then we trash the place because we're told there's heavens outside of this one. I'm here to tell you today, people, that you are eternal energy. You cannot cease to exist. You will always be born into this cosmic egg. Only thing about it is you don't know what state you're going to come here in. So if you're under the sound sound of my voice and this truth is resonating with you, then please accept it, brothers and sisters, because what you know you take with you on your journey, on your cosmic journey. And a lot of babies are being born today with a lot of information, and we're regaining this consciousness as we evolve in these life cycles. So the truth is awakening the masses today, but there's a lot of stigmas attached to it. So you have truthers like myself who go through the tedious task of making these videos, but if we didn't love to do it, we wouldn't do it. So let's move on. Again, when you take a triangle and you draw a line from each point, it always creates the Tibetan wheel, and you will see this pattern everywhere, all right? You will see it everywhere. It's very simple. And when we talk about the X with the line through it, you can see in this collage with figure D, it's what forms the hexagon, and the hexagon with the X and the line through it is also the cube as demonstrated in this example. It's simply the cube or the box. And they say that earth, and they say that your body is a curse, or you're born into sin, but you're really just born into skin. All right. You're just born into skin, not sin. You did nothing in your mother's womb for you to be a curse or a hex. The H is silent. You're simply a result of the X or the hexagon, the spiral energy. You are a projection of a multidimensional existence that's creating a physicality as I speak. Earth is Midgard. When you say earth, you're saying heart. The word heart is the ancient word for earth. And that's why earth and heart are the exact same letters arranged in different ways. So the heart is at the center of the body, just like the earth is at the center of the cosmos. No globe head will refute this cosmology from a level of metaphysics or etymology. And honestly, not from a level of science, in fact, either. All right. So I will be continuing to dive in both of those areas with this cosmology, science, and the mythology, and in my attempts to blend together back the ancient sciences and do away with the segmented mentality that we've been indoctrinated with. So again, you can see it's the bow ties on both sides of your Merkaba. Check out my previous videos where I explain the Merkaba science. If you're not following me thoroughly with the series, you're really missing out on a lot. So if you look at figure C, this will show you where you get your recycle symbol from, and also where you get your Mitsubishi symbol from. When you put three triangles together in that form, you're doing nothing but creating the cube or the Tibetan wheel. Whenever you put three triangles together like that, you create the cube. What happens is three triangles is a tree arc. And when we talk about the tree arc, this is significant. When you talk about basketball, the three-pointer taking place behind the arch, okay? I have future videos getting into the sports. It's just so much symbolism to decode that it's taking me a minute to get round to everything. But I am getting around to it slowly but surely. I'm only one man, and I really appreciate you guys for tuning in. I really appreciate y'all encouragement. We're going to move on with this thing, y'all. What we got here next. So this is, again, the outline. Equilateral triangle is 105 units, and that equals up to 6. So we can't escape this science. We got to realize that amounts are really illusions. There's only one pattern, one code of existence. And when you start weaving these sixes together, you create the DNA strand. So it's very simple science. When you say matriarch, the first two letters being ma and the last two connections being tree arc. So you're talking about a trinity of mothers, or what would be called the X chromosome, the trinity of the mother, or the trident that brings everyone into existence, that X chromosome, which was the birth of it all, even the cosmic egg from the cosmic mother, because balance is what creates existence. And if you were to look at balance in a symbol form, the most balanced symbols you will see in existence will be the triangle or the pyramid, the arch, and the letter X, okay? And all of these, like the square, the grid, and everything which stacks up upon all of the other dimensions to create existence. So the ground you walk upon is actually a dimension of this reality, as well as the sky, as well as you. You're an aspect of this dimension, all right? So we really got to grasp what dimensions are. They are really building blocks of the cosmic egg. I don't want to get into all of that in this video. I basically want wanted to cover sits, and I feel confident that I did just that, okay? If I left anything out, you guys can feel free to get in the comment section and ask questions. Thank y'all for tuning in and checking out Sits, Mark of the Beast, and understand the truth behind the rapture. Don't crucify me disagreeing, even though I can't see how anyone can disagree with all the facts presented. Anyway, I'm gonna let you guys go. New uploads every Thursday. Peace and much love.